I'm telling y'all, this next track my dad is making is gonna be hot. As a matter of fact, let me call home right now.
We're sorry, the number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number or try your call again.
Can you teach me how to vote? Teach me how to vote. Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote? What? Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote?
Y'all gonna like this one.
Be like, Lou, can you teach me how to vote? What? Cause all my bitches know. All I need is a beat to super flip, and for you to spin it to a dip.
Lulu, it's still early. Can you please let me sleep?
Your alarm's going off. You ain't hear the shit beat. Yeah, I'm coming with a hammer and a sucker. Get your talk ass up, cause I'm here to come fuck ya.
Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote? Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote? Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote? Teach me how to vote. Can you teach me how to vote?
All my bitches love me.
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 Not a foe or a rogue, you ain't messing with my vote.
Hey yo, Lou, she said teach you how to roll. Spin into a dip like you did a lot of coke. Roll around the floor like there ain't no tomorrow. Sit soft and dainty, feeling like
But the girls can't take
I'ma
me.
show 'em what's the deal.
I'm feeling my pussy.
Girl, you feeling that pill. I'm feeling my cunt. She acting all shady. Fuck you, paid me. I vote like a lady. I can teach you the soft in a minute. I can teach you the soft in the cunt. If this is what you're looking for, you ain't gotta look no more. Ready for a show? I can teach you how to vote. I can teach you the soft in a minute. I can teach you the soft in the cunt. If this is what you're looking for, you ain't gotta look no more. Ready for a show? I can teach you how to vote.
Just dance, little sister. Just dance, little sister. Just dance, little sister. Just dance, little sister. Just dance. Just dance, just dance, little sister. Now this is a story all about how the vote girl got switched right upside down, and I'd like to take a minute just sit right back and tell you how there ain't no legends in Pittsburgh.
All right, you're tuning into the hottest station on the Internet Nation. It's your boy Izzy Stars LaBeija. Don't forget the number's 347-709-0655, or you can visit us online at www.houseofstars.com or ballroomsceneradio.com. Don't forget, give it up. Give it up today. I have Lee Soulja coming up in a little bit. I'm going to spit some country beats for y'all in a little bit. I'm going to teach you how to go. All right? So let's go.
This was another Lulu Dallas original. Also featuring my son Tyree and Naheem Ebony. Now hold up. I told you I'm a legend.
Girl, and once again, there ain't no legends in Pittsburgh.
Now I done slayed the girls down here. I don't know how many times. I'm a legend.
Girl, please.
You know what? Wherever.
Girl, I'm out of here.
Dance go off when I enter the building. 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 Into the building. Into the building. Into the building. Dance go off when I enter the building. Into the building. Into the building. Into the building. Dance go off when I dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter. Dance go off. Dance go off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Dance go off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Dance go off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Dance go off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Off when I enter the building. When I enter the building. Dance go off when I enter the building.
down, come for me, down, come for me. Time? Yeah. Down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me. Down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me. Time? Yeah. Down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me.
Want to give a great big
Down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me. Time? Yeah.
My bad. Want to give a great big happy birthday shout out.
Down, come for me, down, come for me, down, come for me.
Chris Herrera Lords, happy birthday. Janice Keflifa Ninja, Josuelo no, Snow White's Milan, darling. Shasha the Destroyer, Herrera Lauren, Anthony Neal Magnifique, Erin Andrea Exotique, Monet Robinson Ebony, Kopi Mizrahi, Victor Extravaganza, Reno Kimura Ninja, Vitality, Fedorov, Bradshaw Haynes Infinity, Caron Milan, Mariah, Maria Ravlon, Ayao Ninja, Fab Prawn Ebony, Benjamin Milan, Patrick De La Blanca, Icon Andre Clark Mizrahi, and Solomon Infinity. Mother, Solomon Infinity, Chicago. Those were the birthday shout-outs for this week. Happy birthday to y'all from BallsingRadio.com and Danny Tiberius, Stretch Ninja.
Down, come for me. 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 Time? Yeah.
My pussy part of healing and yours don't. Bitch, why you mad? Pussy part, my 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 pussy part, of healing. Yours don't, and yours don't, yours don't, yours don't, and yours don't. Pussy pot is my pussy pot. Pussy pot is my pussy pot. My pussy pot is my pussy pot. Pussy pot is my pussy pot. My pussy pot is my pussy pot. Pussy pot is my pussy pot. My pussy pot, pussy pot, my pussy pot, my pussy pot, my pussy pot, yours don't, pussy pot, pussy pot, yours, pussy pot, pussy pot,
You're live with Izzy Star.
And yours don't, yours don't, yours don't, and yours don't, and yours don't, yours don't, yours don't.
Taking the wrong way, shit. Taking the wrong way, shit. Taking the wrong way, shit. She looks bad.
All right. Y'all ready?
She rough to make money off of mine, man.
Legendary.
She rough to make money off of mine, man.
Legendary.
Darling, 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 down, gal.
Legendary.
Darling, 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 down, gal.
Legendary.
falling down, gal, because you're not going to get it. And that's why all the true beauties been shot. But she wasn't looking beautiful tonight. But she wasn't looking beautiful tonight. But she wasn't looking beautiful tonight. Look at her makeup. It's terrible.
Izzy Star, Izzy Star,
Terrible.
Izzy Star,
Terrible.
Izzy Star.
What?
Feminine DJ Mike. What? Feminine soft cunt to the cunt. Feminine soft cunt to the what cunt? Feminine soft cunt to the cunt. Feminine cunt to the cunt.
Don't forget, I have Soulja coming up in just a little bit. Give it up, girls. We making noise tonight. Snap back to your clap that.
It's your boy, the iconic Derek Pop Gift LaBeija, coming to you live. You're listening to the hottest station on the internet nation, BallroomScreenRadio.com.
Alright, I'm about to go back in, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to BallroomScreenRadio.com. I have Lee Soulja coming up at 10 o'clock p.m. We're gonna have some country music after the interview. Don't go nowhere. Don't be late.
girls, this is the beat when you want to twirl. Boys and girls, this is the beat when you want to twirl, 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 twirl,
You're live with Izzy Stars.
This is the beat that makes me pump. This is the beat that makes you yell. This is the beat don't ask, don't tell. This is the beat the DJ likes. This is the beat for fags and dykes. This is the beat for you to serve. This is the beat if you got the nerve. These are the words, and this is the beat. These are the words, and this is the beat. These are the words, and this is the beat. These are the words, and this is the beat. These are the words, and this is the beat. These are the words, and this is the beat.
hottest station on the internet nation, ballroomsceneradio.com.
heard you wanna walk like me. Walk like me. What's the tea? Walk like me. Walk like me. I heard you wanna walk like me. 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 I heard walk. I heard walk. I heard walk like me. What's the tea? Walk. I heard walk. I heard walk. I heard what's the tea? Walk like me. Walk. I heard 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 walk. You can't walk like me. You can't pump like me. I'm too unique. Step back and watch my feet. You can't serve like me. You can't destroy like me. You can't strut like me. Step back, watch me defeat.
See, my name is like Whipper. Can you see his tattoo right here on my chest? Yeah, you don't gotta interview none of them other chicken heads out there. I get my credentials from the street, baby. Clock the hair, clock the mug, clock the nails, clock my skirt. You better get into it. Clock the bag, clock the shoe. Now punch the clock, it's time to work. Move over, amateurs, taking mine, taking yours. Somebody better hold my purse. Figure it out like Nancy Drew. Catch on quick like Hallelujah. Who gon' check me, boo? Not you, I'm a pro. I'm a pro. I am a professional pro. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. I am a professional work. I came to work. I'm here to work. I told y'all I was a professional. Work. I came to work. I'm here to work. See, I am a professional. Yeah. Approved. Up the ladder. Watch me move. No 9 to 5, round the clock, overtime. Haters cannot touch my drive. References, I'm a pro. I'm a pro. selection here. Carter, Karen, Mew, Mew, Jimmy Choo, Rhinestone Shoe. Looks like a pimpo got her tax return. Ferragamo, Chloe Dior, labels, come, give me more. You don't need layaway when you cashing checks, baby. To turn it out. I'm a pro. I am a professional pro. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. I am a professional. Work. I came to work. I'm here to work. 9 to 5. I am a professional. Work. I came to work. I'm here to work. I am a professional.
Oh, it's ringing. I'm calling you. 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 Oh, it's ringing. I'm calling you. 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 Oh, it's ringing. The old way. The old way. The old way. I'm calling you. The old way. The old way. The old way. I'm calling you. The old way. The old way. The old way. I'm calling you. The old way. The old way. The old way. I'm calling you. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. Pop. Dip. Spin. Now bring it in. Pop. Dip. Spin. Legend begin. Pop. Dip. Spin. Now bring it in. Pop. Dip. Spin. Legend begin. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We pop. We spin to win.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we have Lee Soulja coming up at 10 o'clock, which is just a couple minutes away. And want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in to BallroomSceneRadio.com, the hottest station on the Internet Nation. I'm your boy, Izzy Stars, on the ones and twos. And also want to give a great big shout out to Danny's Tiberius Stretch Ninja, House of Ninja. You know how to go down. Shout out to the House of La Asia. Song of the night before the interview. I have Lee Soulja coming up right after this. Please don't go nowhere. It's your boy Izzy Stars on the ones and twos. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night. Don't forget Lee Soulja up next. right, today I have Lee Soulja in the building. You already know how it goes down. We're going to have an exclusive interview for y'all. Say what's up, Lee Soulja.
Hey, world. How's everybody?
Hey, what's up? How's everything going?
Everything is great over here.
Yeah, where you calling from?
I am in Harlem, New York City.
Shout out to Harlem, New York City.
Yes, Harlem.
All right, let's get down to business. Let's bring in this ballroom duty stuff. Any shout outs you want to give out real quick before we start?
Any shout outs? Well, definitely to my house. To all my kids, to the House of Soulja, to my nephews and nieces in the House of Ninja, grandfather Hector Extrava, to my close, dear brother G Extravaganza, and Derek Extravaganza. Yeah, that's a good start. That's a good place to start. Some shout out.
Those are some good names right there, some legendary names.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's get down to business. Let's start off. I usually go into some ballroom questions and stuff, but let's start off different a little bit today. Let's go into a little bit about, how it was for you, growing up at home. How was that experience for you growing up?
So, I was born and raised in the Bronx. And I was raised by my mom pretty much, my mom and my grandmother. My mother and father separated and divorced while I was, at an early age for me. But my mom persevered, and she was hardworking and working 2 jobs and completing school and really pushed me to make sure I stayed in school and maintained high grades. My mom was kind of strict. She didn't allow me to kind of go out and play on the streets like everybody else. So I had activities like piano lessons and guitar lessons and dance, and me and my sister. So, but to me, I had a great childhood. I mean, you don't know what you miss. You can't miss something if you never had it, so to speak, if you know what I'm trying to say. So, I didn't miss not going outside and playing, all the time like a lot of the kids did and stuff, because we really didn't do it. My mom always kept a structure for us. It wasn't probably until I got older, when I started to see a lot of my friends were outside going, that I began to miss some of those freedoms. But at the age of 9, I started dancing. I was on a television show called Wonderama, and that kind of, thank you, Nan. That kind of opened up the door for me. And first of all, it made me know that I wanted to be a performer, and I loved dancing, and I wanted to pursue other things. So from the age of 9, I already knew that what I wanted to do, as being a performer and stuff. But my mom had a set agenda, and my mother wanted me to be a lawyer. And I think, for African Americans in those days of the 70s and stuff, 60s and 70s, it was really just important for them about you getting your education and getting a type of job that was going to be a career. And so no one really looked at dancing and performing as a career, especially, if you're black. So, right. What else I could tell you is that, so I grew up in the, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I grew up in the heart of the part of the Bronx where hip-hop started. I lived off of Story Avenue. Anybody that's a real hip-hop, who knows the origins of hip-hop, knows that where I lived in that part of the Bronx was right smack dab in the middle of, so let me say, like Bronx River Projects, where Africa Bambaataa and Zulu Nation was founded, and Monroe Projects was down the street, and Soundview and Castle Hill, and all of those things were also projects that were surrounding the area where I lived. And across the street was the famous PS 100 Park. And that's where they first started doing a lot of, we used to call them jams in the park. That's when the DJs and the hip-hop and the MCs used to come and hook up in the park to the light post. And so it was all happening in my neighborhood, right where I lived. So I grew up around hip hop and breakdancing and all of that. It was, I knew, most of those DJs and those early MCs because I was there, right there, as a kid dancing and stuff, So, probably by the age of 14, I'm going to say when hip hop really was 77, 78, 79. That's when a lot of stuff was happening. I was going to a lot of those urban clubs like the T Connection, which is over by Gun Hill Road. There used to be a club called the Disco Fever, which later became the Devil's Nest. Trying to think of some of those other clubs. But anyway, at that period of time of 79, that's when 78, 79, that's when hip-hop was really taking off. And then by the 80s, when they started doing more of the recordings and stuff, I knew a lot of those people then, like I said, growing up. So I was breakdancing at that time.
Yes, I was just going to ask you. I heard you were part of breakdancing and stuff like that. You were in that area.
Yeah, I mean, some of the hip-hop artists and stuff, when they'd be MCing and stuff, and they wanted dances in the background. So me and my cousin or a couple of my friends in the neighborhood, we would be breakdancing on the side and stuff like that. And then we used to get invited to the clubs and stuff. Back in those days, they actually didn't check us for IDs. And, as long as our parents were okay with us being in the space and doing what we had to do, we were fine. It was a different time. Now everybody's you got to be 18 or 21 and all of that kind of stuff. I've been partying in clubs since I was 14, so, And even though my mom was very strict, as long as I always maintained my grades and my responsibilities, she was flexible about us going out and doing things like that, so I was okay with it, she was okay with it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's talk about some of these legendary clubs, that were pertaining to the gay scene, such as Paradise Garage and Studio 54 and stuff like that. How was it like that? I mean, how was it back in those days? Give me a little bit of detail.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you my history with it. So for me, I'm really going to break it down for you. I was molested as a kid also. I think probably because I was so involved and started doing entertaining and stuff and dancing and performing in places, probably might have been the setup for me in the situation that I had gotten into. But long story short, I was molested at the age of 10. And so I really, I'm going to be honest with you, had a lot of issues around my sexuality and being comfortable with who I was. Things that people don't know is that I've been married actually also to a woman, and I'd actually been married twice. So I led a straight life for a long time, although I was always kind of felt that being uncomfortable around my sexuality. I never really explored it or answered the questions for myself or accepted it, and that didn't happen for me until later on. But around the age of 14, 15, and 16, I started going to clubs, and that's when I started getting asked to dance and perform with different people and stuff at clubs. I started venturing out, going down to straight clubs, and they were clubs like Bentley's and Studio 54 at the time. There's a club called the Red Parrot that was happening around that time. So when I was in high school, those were the places that everybody was going to. So how I stumbled onto the gay scene was Bentley's actually used to have a gay night that used to be like the club kids used to go there. And I went not necessarily knowing that was what was happening that night. I'm thinking it was the regular Bentley's crowd. And when I went and then I saw, basically the majority was a white crowd. There was a lot of, blacks and Latinos were in there too, but it was these club kids and everybody was dressed wild. And I went in with my friend and my girlfriend at the time, and we had a blast. And I think I started to become real attracted to that whole underground nightlife scene. So more and more I started going to Bentley's, and then when you start meeting people, they start telling you about other clubs, and then that's when I ended up kind of checking out places like the Palladium and the Limelight, and of course eventually over to the Paradise Garage. Now, so I had a whole series of friends that actually were gay and stuff, and we all hung out together. No one else's sexuality ever made a difference to me. I had my own issues, but I never had an issue with anybody hanging out and partying with anybody. The Paradise Garage was everything for me when I first started going to the garage, and that was the early '80s. So the garage had already been open and had already been established as one of the hot places to go by the time that I was already heading down there.
Shout out to Larry
But
Quinn, by the way.
yeah, absolutely. And it was amazing for me. I'm saying the things about the garage that I love. First of all, I loved that they had a gay night and a straight night. I don't know if people know that history of it too. But everybody would try to be online for the gay night. You know what I mean? What I fell in love with is that all of the artists or the music that you love that you heard on the radio, they always had those performers happening at the garage. So it was, something that we don't have in New York or in our nightlife now. You can always count on a place to go to see a live performance. Like, you really got your money's worth in nightlife. Today, they charging you $20 and $30 and you get to the club and you're like, they've lost the entertainment value of nightlife in this generation. But the garage was everything. They had a space in it. They had like a movie theater and sitting area. And I loved how everybody would come there and change their clothes and carry their backpacks. And what you walked in with is not what you looked like when you got in there. You came to dance and to sweat, and so you changed your clothes to represent that, So that's what that scene was like for me. I would never forget leaving there. The garage would be the next day, morning or afternoon, and us heading out someplace to go and eat and get ready to party all over again. And life was about going from one place to the next place for me at that time.
Sounds like fun. Mega
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
But there was also some other clubs. It was Bonds International was another place that I ventured to go to during that period of time. The early '80s was so much was going on, but that also was the time that I started getting invited to start traveling as a dancer. And I had just started to graduate from high school, and so it was time for me to start getting ready to go to college. And I had a real conversation with my mom about it, that I really wanted to see where the dancing was going to go. And but I knew that, my academics or or me going to college was never going to be in jeopardy. Like, I knew that that's what I wanted to do as well, was to further my education. But one of the things I didn't say to you also was that while I was in high school and all stuff was going on, I actually went to high school and college at the same time. So I was kind of a smart kid. So I went to Fordham University at the same time that I was going to JFK High School. So I was taking college classes and doing all of that stuff. So that's another reason, like I said, why my mom was always supportive of everything that I wanted to do, because I always kind of, did what she wanted me to do. I kept up my grades and doing what I was supposed to do. Absolutely. May she rest in peace, man.
Yes, she seemed like she had it together.
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
Mom.
I wanted to mention two club names, and I want you to go from there. I wanted to say the Tunnel and the Limelight.
Yes.
Tell us about you getting on this stage, and
Well, the Palladium, the Tunnel, the Limelight. I'm trying to think of the other clubs. So it was a club owner named Peter Gation, and Peter owned about 5 of the biggest clubs in New York. And yes, and so as I started becoming popular and stuff, dancing and stuff, I'm going to say the Limelight probably was the first place that I took to. For me, especially during the 80s, it was that period of the club kids. And so I met James St. James, Kenny, Lee Bowery. These are people that I met, Michael Alig, Ernie Glam, These are some of the names of people that were really famous club kids during that period of time for me. And when I tell you I was fascinated with them, of how they dressed and how they recreated themselves every time that they were coming to the club. And so that kind of sparked me becoming that whole little club kid. But I was kind of corny back in those days compared to what I do today. In those days, it was...
Everything starts somewhere, you know? One of the things I always tell my people that I work with, that I mentor, is never criticize anybody else what level of talent that they are at, because what goes up can come down and what goes down can come up. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just have to respect, everybody's level of talent. Just because they're not good today doesn't mean they're not going to be good next year or something like that.
Oh, you're absolutely right. But I embrace my history, and I'm really clear to say that a lot of it had to do with me fighting the battle inside myself around my sexuality. And so it also affected the way I expressed myself outwardly. There were things that I might have wanted to push the button and do, but then I would say, oh my God, people are going to judge me. They're going to think I'm gay, or they're going to think I'm too feminine. They're going to think I'm this. I'm going to think I'm that. And so I didn't have the attitude I have today of saying, I don't care, people are going to judge you anyway. It took me a while to get that tough skin and to really realize that, a lot of the things that, we talk about today of, blue is for boy and pink is for girl. And these are all man-made rules. It's not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible that says that, we created all of these rules and regulations around clothes and colors and all these things. So it took me a while to understand that and have the tough skin to go out and just really take it for the art that it is and just recreate myself all the time. But in those days, it was still amazingly fun. I looked at the way that those guys dressed, and I did my own version of it, and it was fun, and I was fortunate enough to say that the women that I was dating was very open-minded to it as well, and I used to get them to dress up and do the same thing, and the Limelight was one of the first clubs that I was able to do that. Now, the Tunnel at that time used to have some amazing parties, but a lot of hip-hop parties were still going on at the Tunnel also during that time. So it was weird that not weird, but I was able to party in all the scenes. I was able to adapt to wherever it was happening. I was able to go there and still have a good time. I was at that age. By the time that 1985 came and I really had started to leave New York and started traveling other places, other cities, other countries, then I began to really treasure my experience in New York and really realize how people really looked for New York as a leader in all of those things that was going on, So I really treasure my youth and that period of time, the things that I was going through, at that age.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot to go through, especially, the coming out process. It's very difficult. Especially back in those days, it was very, very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
You was approached by MTV.
Yes.
MTV.
Yes. So I was dancing at like I said, Peter Gation owned all of those clubs, and I was working for a woman. I can't even remember her name. I know her first name was Barbara. But anyway, I was dancing at the Palladium, and me and a couple of friends, we were there. He was dancing up on the stage, and I was just roaming around. He pulls me up on one of the platforms at the Palladium, and I was just excited, and I started going off. And I started to gather a whole crowd of people started coming around me as I was dancing there. At the end of the night, when I came down, this man kind of approached me and handed me a card and was saying that he was from this new television station that was starting, and they had a new program on this, called. They had an idea for a new television program called Club MTV. But at the time, MTV had just started, so it was really brand new. They used to play nothing but a bunch of rock music at that time. I don't know if people know that history. But anyway, I took his card, and I was kind of like, okay, me and my friend looked at each other. We didn't really take it too seriously. We was, it wasn't about that for us. And then also that same night, it was some guys that were doing a couple of dance groups, and they were pulling together an idea of us being a kind of a coordinated business to present ourselves as backup dancers or a dance troupe to open up and perform at clubs or dance backup for artists when they were performing their music and things of that sort. So that's when things kind of changed from me kind of just being a little club kid partying to me taking it on to becoming more professional with it and getting paid. So then the MTV thing happened. They asked me about coming to do the tryouts. I used to have the tryouts at the Palladium. And at the time, what they were asking for me to come and do, it just wasn't working out for me. But, I still would show up at some of the nights that they were doing the tapings and stuff. But I never officially was one of their official cast members that they hired for the show, for the Club MTV show. But I definitely 100% was there, and I performed, and I was whenever they were having events and they needed extra dancers, they were called.
I know that's right. Now, I understand you also did 2 off-Broadway productions at the Apollo Theater?
No. So I have performed at the Apollo. I've actually hosted.
Hello? Did we get disconnected? All right, I guess we'll be right back right after these messages.
And when I hear you calling, I'm in heaven. We'll be there together. No, I won't be alone.
I thought we got lost. All right, we're going to come back from commercial break. No, you're doing good. We're doing great. Everything's good. All right, give me a second. All right, we're back. And I have Lee Soulja. You there?
Thank you for this opportunity, by the way, of letting people see a different side to me. I always find it a little weird to talk about myself, but I thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. It's an honor having you on the show, and talking about this because, a lot of people don't get the opportunity to, let everybody know who they are, see the other side of themselves. Not only that, but there's a lot of things that, people don't know about each other in the community, and I feel, it's the best way to network. Yeah. Get yourself out there, get people to know who you are and what you really do,
Right, absolutely.
Instead of having somebody tell your story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think we last left off of this program, the Broadway, the off-Broadway productions.
Yes, so doing Broadway and the Apollo Theater, I've done some stuff at Lincoln Center. All of that stuff didn't happen until a lot later in my life when I started. It was strange enough when I, in my, late 20s, early 30s. But there was a whole buildup, I guess, of between there is, as I was saying, of me starting to turn being a club kid and dancing and stuff into a business and knowing that I could make money. I think my first steps were then when I started to travel and go with dance troupes to other countries, break dancing and performing. I started getting invited to go to be in fashion shows and just things of that sort. So it was that whole stage of, I want to say, between 85 and 1987 or 88 that I really began to take what I was doing seriously. And that's actually around the time that I actually met Willie Ninja. So I met Willie, and so I met Willie in Tokyo. I did not meet Willie here. Wow. And this is what I think a lot of people don't know. So I was doing part of a fashion show presentation that was going to be in Tokyo, and it was Terry Muglia's show. And I guess he was having like the entertainment section was around urban dance, and I was breakdancing, and Willie was there with a couple of others that were showing Vogue. They were voguing. And here lies the irony of it. So we met backstage, and Willie was like, "Oh, you getting ready to dance?" And you know, I was young, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to dance and do my thing." And Willie looks at me and says, "Okay." So he was like, "I'm a dancer too, and we're gonna perform." Anyway, they call me out first, and I dance, and the crowd goes up, and it's like, "Ah!" and they're screaming and clapping. And you know, as a kid, I kind of came back feeling a little cocky, and I was like, "Yeah, you know, like I just did my thing." And then Willie went out there and performed. When I tell you, the crowd got up on their feet and were screaming and applauding. So when he came back, he was like, gave me this little tap on my shoulder, like, you know, you did good, kid. And I kind of looked at him like, oh, okay. He just kind of put me in my place. You know what I mean? But it was in a cute way that dancers do, like, you know, that competitive spirit among dancers. And so we started talking, and then he realized, and we both realized we were both from New York City and stuff. And it was weird that we talked about all the same places that we go, but how we never necessarily had met each other. When we got back to New York, again, that was amazing. And then we started to run into each other all the time, and it was like we had to go to another country to be, you know, to meet each other, to realize we were in the same place, in the same circle, you know. And we became really good friends. And I'm going to tell you that Willie really became not only just my mentor, he really looked out for me, you know, of stay away from this person and be careful of that person, and this person will take advantage of you, and just his own personal experiences of being able to give me a warning. I needed that at that time, or to have a real friend around me, who wasn't trying to sleep with me, who was really, you know what I mean, trying to really look out for me. And I'll never forget Willie for that, you know. Wow. Never forget him for that.
Wow. Memorable moments with those who you cherish.
I'm going to tell you another legendary moment that I don't really talk about a lot, too. Is that, you know, in 1987, I had auditioned for the Bad video. Michael Jackson did Bad, was released in 1987. And so I had auditioned for that, but then I got a call. I got a gig to do a performance gig in the Philippines, in Manila, in the Philippines. Wow. So I went to the Philippines, and I remember telling Willie I was going over there. He was excited. He was like, "Wow, that's great. It's an amazing opportunity for you. This is good." When I got to the Philippines, Willie had I had called to check on my family and everybody, and I called Willie, and Willie said, "Guess what? I just got booked to do a performance gig, and I'm going to be in the Philippines too." Wow. So I was excited. Like, here I am over there. I'm going to be there for like 3 weeks or so, and now he was coming over here to perform, so this was great. So it ended up happening. We were supposed to he asked me to perform with him, do a little dance thing with him if I had the time, and I worked it out. So I was looking forward to dancing and performing with him when he got to the Philippines. They ended up having a major coup attack in the Philippines, which was the military trying to take over the country. And I ended up being trapped in the country while I was there. And they issued what's called like martial law, which means that, you know, no one couldn't enter or leave the country. So I literally was stuck there, which meant that Willie could not come into the country to do the gig that he was booked to do. Wow. And I ended up having to do that performance by myself. He was like, "The show still got to go on. You still got to do it." And so it was amazing that I was able to Vogue at this event at a place called, it used to be the Playboy Club. You know, like Playboy magazine? Playboy had these fabulous hotels and clubs around all over Asia at that time. And so technically, at the time, even though I wasn't really a part of the ballroom community as they want to say it, I really technically, I was really the first person that vogued over in that country, in the Philippines, and performed over there, replacing Willie because he wasn't able to make it. He couldn't get into the country. Amazing. I never really talk about that history, but that's real history, real story. That was during the time of the Marcos and Corazon Aquino and the battle going on over the Philippines. I was stuck in that country at that time. And what was weird for me was they released the Michael Jackson Bad video while I was there. So I was watching it on television. I was pissed to hell because I had auditioned for that and I really wanted to do that video. So, but I was stuck in the country over there. So, yeah, that's a piece of history.
That's true story. Now,
yes, yeah.
I hear that Willie also gave the nickname Soulja. Is that true?
Yeah, he was so I got sick with cancer. And so people don't know that I have fought cancer 3 times in my life. But I used to do these parties called Soulja parties. And kind of like an urban nightlife party. This is after when I started becoming a club promoter and stuff, and I moved back to New York. Anyways, and I ended up in '99. The end of 2000, I got sick with cancer. I had breast cancer, and I was hospitalized for 6, almost 7 months. And the whole time, everybody kept calling me Soulja. Kind of because I was doing the Soulja parties. It was like, oh, you were Soulja, you want to survive this, you're going to be fine, you're going to be good, you're going to be okay. And strange enough, I came out of the hospital the week of 9/11, when 9/11 happened. And when I started to go back to work, my first client, going back celebrity products client I was doing, was Beyonce. She had a fragrance, but she also had that hit record with Destiny Child, was I Need a Soulja. Wow. So it all was kind of significant. And Willie just was like, you should just adopt that as your entertainment name and just be Lee Soulja. And he said, because it works, everybody already knows your Soulja parties and your Soulja thing. And then I thought about it, it just worked. You know what I mean? It was just so much was going on in my life. It was like God was sending me a signal. And so that's how I ended up taking the name Lee Soulja. I followed his advice. And, and I registered it as my performance name, Lee Soulja. That happened in 2001.
Wow. Well, congratulations, man. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Willie. Those were the days, man.
Now,
what a man.
I wanted to talk a little bit about, your ballroom history. I know you walk Bazaar. Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Bazaar kids. I love Bazaar. Tell us a little bit about that category.
Well, so Bazaar was one of the first categories that I fell in love with. I think everybody, when I first said I wanted to walk a ball, I think everybody who knew my dancing background thought I was going to be, was going to walk voguing or whatever. But I already knew I'm not a battle cat. Dancing is my passion, but it's just not in me to want to, for 2 minutes, try to do the best steps to beat you. So Bazaar, I love because people use unconventional fabrics and pieces and things to create outfits. And again, what people don't know is coming from being a dancer and performing and stuff, that a lot of times I used to create my own costumes. They would give us themes and stuff, and we're opening up a fashion show, and we'll go back and recreate stuff for the theme of the show. So I already had an interest in wanting to explore that. And then there was the club kid side of me, like I told you, how we used to create stuff and looks and stuff every other day for the club, Okay. So I fell in love with that. I fell in love with watching people like Ross and the outfits that he would create, and R.R. Chanel. I remember watching and looking at him, and Eric Bazaar. There was another guy named Mike Bazaar back in the day. I fell in love with watching those guys, take soda cans and make headpieces and all kind of things. So that was where my interest lies. But now I had to explore it and find out more about it. And my first questions were, why did it sometimes that I see on a flyer, Bizarre spelled Bizarre as bizarre, something that was, and then sometimes on the flyer I would see Bazaar, Bazaar. And no one ever could really break down and tell me the difference until I finally sat down with Ross. Ross Infinity, may he rest in peace. And Ross said to me, no, there is a difference. And he was like, bizarre is just like the word says, it's strange, it's weird, it's unusual. And he was like, bizarre is like you really just kind of celebrating using a bunch of stuff. But he's like, bizarre, even though it may be unconventional, it could still be kind of beautiful. And he was like, think about Harper's Bazaar magazine, where you see all kind of eclectic things, and couture and stuff. And he's like, but it may be weird, but it's still beautiful, And he was like, and then think about if you ever went to a street fair and they called it a bazaar, where you have different people selling different things, but yet it all still kind of went together at this bazaar. So then I started to really understand that there really was a difference between the two, and then it was trying to understand how to present that in front of a ballroom community and be judged around it. So it took me a minute to kind of figure it out, get comfortable with the art of creating the outfit and the look, and being able to take the criticism of somebody looking at it and understanding where your creativity is coming from. Yeah. But I had famous friends with it too, so.
Which one's your favorite, Bizarre or Bazaar?
I like them both. I like the way of expressing them both. There is some great things about, I do a lot of work around Bazaar. I think that's probably the aesthetic that most people see, and that probably relates to the fact that a lot of my outfits that I walk in the ball, I also use them when I'm being hired to perform or host at a club. So I'm going to really go with probably Bazaar as probably being more aesthetic. But I like being challenged with doing stuff that's bizarre. Now, my brother G, Extrava, I love his eye and his aesthetic, because G is really more bizarre. G, me and G can walk down the street and G will see a picture frame and a shopping cart, and he'll look at me and he'll be like, bitch, I'm taking that, honey, and I can make something out of it. His eye to things is a little different than mine. And then when he comes down that runway and you see what he pulls together, it's amazing. You know what I mean? I have to say I have a love for all of the guys that kind of walk bizarre, like Oso. I love what he brings to the table, and Freddie Pendavis. I mean, not Freddie Pendavis. I'm sorry, Freddie LaBeija. I love what Freddie does, and the things that he pulls together. So the bizarre category, we're all a little bit different, and I feel like we're all winners, because it really just depends on the judge's eye and what pleases their aesthetic when they're looking at us. Right. It's really the bottom line with bizarre. It's a weird category, but it's basically that's what it is, right? You got to appeal to what the judges want to see that day.
Exactly. Wow. Any other categories you walk besides that?
No, I've been kind of in my mind tossing around walking maybe like a best dress or a fashion category. But I haven't done it. I kind of live for the, watching John Moschino Infinity walk, and who else am I trying to think of? Who walks best dressed? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Brittany Ebony, I love to watch her do her thing. Miss Stephanie Milan, or she's 007 now. I love to watch her when she walks,
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, any ballroom moments, legendary moments that fascinated you, that always
Well, so here's my thing. When I first started walking bizarre, I think that a lot of people, people want to be haters, and they used to be like, "Oh my God, he's club, he's club, he's club, he's club." And at the end of the day, ballroom has always been a part of me, so I had to kind of be strong and push past that. But the first time I walked was at a latex ball. it was 2006. And so that was an amazing year. So I remember that year was me and G actually walking, and we both ended up getting chopped because Ross, I think we both had, like, G was wearing silver and I was wearing the stuff that was gold, and Ross was basically saying that stuff was futuristic. And so, again, I still was learning these rules around walking Bazaar and stuff. Then the next year I came back, and then I won in 2007. But 2006, the real push for me to walk was, that was the year that Willie actually passed away. And it was, you should, you got to keep all of them in perspective. It's fun. You approach it as being fun and entertainment for you. You can steer clear of drama around it. And I always ballroom with that.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I said I always try to approach ballroom with that professional attitude and not necessarily take it on that, I was going to be fighting or getting angry over it. If the judges saw it, they saw it. If they didn't, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? And trust me, the judges would try me, honey, in the beginning. But I was okay with it. I was enjoying myself.
Yeah, they try a lot of, especially when you're new, they have to make sure before, you even can play the game that you got to understand the rules, the ballroom, because there's a lot of technicalities to these categories.
Well, I'm going to say this. So I've been around ballroom since 1995. But I was a spectator for many years. Like I said, Willie introduced me to ballroom and took me to balls and stuff. And so to me, I think I started first getting shade, I think, from the community around the fact that I was around, but I wasn't walking. What people didn't understand was that in those early days of age, as I said, I still was going through my own issues of sexuality and finding myself. I was in no place, a personal life, to be able to get up on stage in front of a ballroom community as being shady, honey, and being judged. It was just not my time in life to do that. But I love ballroom, and I was there.
Hello? I think we lost signal again. Looks like we'll be right back right after these messages. All right, we are back. Once again, I have Lee Soulja in the building. Had a little disconnection problem, but we're back in the building. You there? Where did we left off?
So I was kind of just talking about a little bit about my ballroom history and saying that I first went to my first ball in 1985, and so I was a spectator for a lot of years. And I think that caused a lot of people just to criticize me around ballroom, of knowing that they've been knowing me and seeing me around for a long time, but I didn't walk. And so I kind of felt like I got a lot of shade from people trying to make me feel like I really wasn't a part of ballroom because I wasn't going down that run. And I've always felt like a ballroom was a part of who I was and all my friends. It didn't matter that I was on the runway or not. Ballroom was still a part of me, But yeah, it was Willie that convinced me to finally go ahead and make the move to go ahead and walk, and that was in 2006. And David Ultima, who used to be David Estrada, who I call my grandfather. I call him grandfather.
Shout out.
David Ultima. Got to give him a shout out. Yeah. He was the one that also said to me, he was like, whenever you're ready to walk, I'll help you. And he did help me pull my outfit and stuff together. And like I said, and I actually won that year. That David walked me down and out and everything. And I've been walking Bizarre ever since then. That was like 2006. But again, I had already been around ballroom since '85. So by the time that I decided to walk, I already had become comfortable and out with my sexuality and in a place for it. But now I had to learn ballroom politics, because there's ballroom politics.
Right. There is a lot of ballroom politics.
Exactly.
Speaking of politics, I hear that you're currently actively involved, community work, in the LGBT human rights, and the HIV and AIDS department and stuff like that. And how is that coming?
Yeah.
And you're also, the executive director of the New York City Black Pride Fest.
Absolutely. So 2009, when POCC closed, and they were the ones that were leading and running Black Pride, which used to be called Pride in the City, I basically took it over. From there, when POCC got closed, I didn't want us to lose those valuable events that brought the community together. But it has been a challenge, first to raise funding to keep it going, and to get the community to become engaged in Black Pride here in New York. And I have to say, and then from doing it and organizing it and bringing the community together, then I began to see that there were so many other needs of the community and that Black Pride needed to represent something new to the community. When Pride first started in the late 90s and started around the country, it was first about us having a voice around Pride. As you know, people of color, trans people of color, started the whole Pride movement, Stonewall and Pride. But if you look at gay Pride and the parades and all that stuff, we're hardly represented in a movement that we started. So this emerged a big need for Black Pride to open up for us to have our voice around Pride. Right. But New York, it's very different. And for me, it began to say, Pride here in New York is looking like a bunch of parties. And is that what we really want to be proud of? That we're able to give a bunch of club parties? That was number one. We definitely, so much history has come out of New York, and we're not documenting our history. We're not celebrating our history. We're not celebrating who we are. And I think that the narrative around us feeling like we are an abomination, what we hear from the church, our families putting us out, it began to say we're losing our own self-value of who we are. It's become lost. And so what are we really celebrating around Pride? We've got to become proud of who we are and where we've come from. And so I started to kind of change the narrative of what Black Pride was about in New York and trying to do more events to highlight the beautiful things that our community is and who we are. When I began to do that, then I began to see that there were other areas that were becoming really more important. And then it began to make me start to become more involved in community things. And I wanted us to start changing from, let's stop saying gay rights to saying human rights, getting out of keeping us in a box and forging us to be the force that we are in the community at large, in the world at large. I agree. So yes. So I've kind of redefined what Black Pride does here. It's not just about the Black Pride Festival in August. It's about year-round having pride and doing events, highlighting authors and writers and painters and giving awards to people that every single year we are accomplishing new things, and we can't sit back and wait for somebody else to acknowledge us. We got to acknowledge our own, and finding a way to do that, And then I do events also to kind of give back to the community. I have an event coming up for Thanksgiving. This will be the third time that I'm doing a free Thanksgiving dinner for the community. for homeless youth, for people that have moved to New York that don't have families that are here that are gay. I have a lot of I even have kids that are refugees from other countries that are here seeking asylum. They don't have families and stuff here during the holidays, so doing the Thanksgiving dinner becomes important to them. So I'm going to say I'm involved in a lot of different things in the community right now. One of the things I think that I am really challenging right now is the way violent crimes have been happening here in New York, and the way that they're being handled is so different, the way that they're handled from the white community versus the black community. And I'm advocating for some change in that as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work to be done, Absolutely.
How do you get all of this done?
It's hard. It's very hard. It has become a full-time job. It has, it takes me from the Bronx to Brooklyn and even out to Staten Island, making phone calls, pleading and writing letters to public officials, and it takes work. But I'm going to say that I'm thankful that I've been able to push the agenda forward and get it done. It does wear me out sometimes. Sometimes I question why I put myself in such a position. Sometimes the community can be really hard on me sometimes about stuff. But, overall, I'm up for the challenge and I keep it moving,
I know that's right. Well, you know what, Lee Soulja, I want to thank you. It was an honor having you on the show. It was truly amazing getting to know you up close and personal. Thanks for sharing your history with us and your ballroom history.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm honored to have been on your show, to be asked to be on your show and to talk a little bit about who I am, the person, So thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it as well. We will get together. We'll talk, definitely. And send me any promos. I'll be glad to promote them for you over the radio. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get up, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen,
right.
Lee Soulja.
Take care. Thank you.
Ballroom Radio is sponsored by the House of Ninja, House of Blonic, House of Ultra Omni, House of Extravaganza, House of Infinity, House of Milan, House of Latex, and of course, the one and only, the legendary House of Stars. Special thanks to Danny Stretch Ninja, DJ Frankie Paradise, Steve Gonzalez, DJ Chip Chop Ninja, legendary Jay Blonic, Icon Kevin Ultra Omni, Icon Angel Infinity, Icon Baron Milan, legendary Mother Power Infinity, and of course, Icon Grandfather Hector Extravaganza. Tune in every week at 9 p.m. for the hottest station on the Internet Nation, BallroomSceneRadio.com.